it going? Got one person there. Is it a subscriber or just someone dropping through? This one won't be staying as long as I normally do on lives. So you can see there, 4 people watching. Might have some subscribers, that's the one. Yeah, pumped out some videos today. Tried a different style. Did the old in the room microphone. And then turn the volume down low or the mic sensitivity. Turn that down lower on the camera. And then I could turn the amps up louder, so then you couldn't hear me picking the guitar. I was getting not a bad room sound. And then when you do the video editing, you just put a little bit of EQ on it, maybe to tame some of what the mic's doing, a bit of the high-end fizziness, things like that. Because I was watching a video last night on just certain styles of video, because you know, you could either do the whole editing where I do the tabs and they take a lot longer to produce. Then I thought, you know what, they say this type of format where you're just talking, you know, is also something that works well. So you try a lot of different things when you're doing YouTube channels, like different formats of what works and what doesn't work. So I'm always experimenting. And so I did that, just created a couple of different style videos where it's just in the room sound. Then also with the Patreon community, I think too, because this niche is very, it's a tough one on YouTube when you're doing more extreme metal guitar playing. They don't even know what to do with it. They literally haven't got a clue. They'll have like certain videos, like they'll recommend it to people, and they're basically like, "Oh, no one wants to watch it." Yeah, it's very strange. You can tell the type of video that they're suggesting it on wouldn't be something that someone's watching that wouldn't really care to watch what I'm doing. So yeah, YouTube's very strange, but what's made this all worth it, because the returns you get on YouTube is like, yeah, I'm lucky some months if you're making like $100 a month, you know, and you'll put in, and obviously not have been about the money as much as, you know, didn't start with that. And it hasn't really, like you start to think, yeah, you wouldn't mind making a little bit with the amount of time and the investment you're putting into the, because you need quality equipment to create a certain style of content. You know, I even pay for video editing software, spent, you know, close to $2,000 for a decent camera, all of these different things, you know. So if you want to make good content, but then a lot of the encouragement is like people who have watched the channel, they will say that watching my videos has encouraged them to pick up the guitar again and start playing, which that definitely makes it a lot more worthwhile when you know you're having an impact on people's lives, which has been, yeah, there's lots of good, like, you know, it's good to make money, but there's a lot of valuable things you can get from YouTube that isn't always cash. That you learn a lot about where you are as a guitar player, what that is doing when you put it out online, how people respond to how you play guitar, and been getting nothing but love and support. So that's been a cool thing. Also meeting getting your name out there to people. So from that, I got to meet some really cool people, or just get in contact with some professional people who are very skilled at what they do. And from watching me play guitar, they're like, I want to work with you if you would like me. And this is all free of charge. So with the EP that's happening, and I don't know, I've got 3 watching. I don't know if you're subscribed to this channel. You can leave a chat. Say something if you want. It's up to you. But yeah, it's so with that, you get to like network with people that you never would have got the opportunity to. And with the album that I'm making, I've had the ability to meet someone who's very good at mixing and engineering. He's offered his services to me. Met a singer who's was in a band, got film clips and things like that. And then, you know, as what happens in life, you have children or you got a job or a mortgage to pay and things like that, and that becomes priority, but you still have a love and a passion for creating. So that's yeah, one of my videos, just getting a comment. I could see that popping up on my phone notification, and that's been really cool. And this yeah, little sample of what was created and how it's changed, like these riffs that I come up with, and he's helped. I'm learning about like stems, how to send stems when you're doing multi-track recording, and that's basically, it's like the audio files broken up. Like I had to learn how to put the drum kit that I'm using into stems and then send that off, and then the guitar tracks in stems, and then you send them through Google Drive and you have to upload and all that. Learning about all that stuff, it's really cool. And this track, yeah, I was blown away today when I heard it. I was just like, wow, that's me playing guitar. But it was like a bit surreal, because what's happened is the guy mixing it, his name's Evan. So I got 2 people from Canada. The singer's from Canada, they're both friends. And they've offered their services, and yeah, what Scott has done, he's written the lyrics, knows about how to do vocal recordings, very, yeah, just amazing. And then Evan is really skillful at the mixing. Also, he's a guitar player, knows how to produce also. And I had the idea for this choir synth type thing, but my idea was very not as good as what Evan could do, because he's actually gone to film school and all this type of stuff, so his skill set's really just awesome. And so then he added this synthesizer to the track, but it's just very subtle, and it like swells up, and you'll end up hearing it. And it's called, the first track that's getting finished is called 10,000 Souls, which I just came up with the name of that because I actually wrote the main riff and hooks for this one on a live stream, thanking people when I hit the 10,000 subscribers. Or I hadn't hit it yet, I was trying to. I did a live stream, did live recording, was like, you know, you want to help me hit that 10,000. And it was on Christmas Day, I hit 10,000 subscribers, which was really cool. So that's really cool, what's happening there with the EP and meeting people. The Patreon community is growing, and that just keeps getting better and better, which maybe one time I'll do a live stream using my other camera, and then I can use OBS and do some screen capture and things like that. And then what's happening now is the channel's growing, and then you know, people leaving comments. It's getting harder and harder, which I never thought it would get to this point, to respond to everybody. And I do read all the comments, but I feel like you don't want to just be like, thank you, like, thank you, like, thank you, just very generic. You want to feel like when you're leaving a comment for somebody that you actually put a bit of thought into it, and you're not just treating them like you don't appreciate that they're taking the time to leave a comment. And but the more that you comments you get, it's hard to keep up with it all, you know, because I've got two things. And then I've started a Discord, which was because of YouTube copyright laws. And then you've got that area, Discord, wanting comments and interaction, and obviously they're there because of the channel. Then you've got YouTube, people leaving comments that, you know, I feel like they appreciate it when I comment back. Then if you do Facebook and Instagram, then you're like, I've got to try to look at them. Facebook I don't really do anymore. Instagram, it's mainly been focused. But then on top of this, I've got Patreon, where people are actually giving me monthly subscriptions and paying me money. So then you start going, well, and once again, you want to make everything about money, but when someone is paying you, you feel more like, well, you're contributing, so therefore I need to answer you. I want to look after that group more. Say, you know, from all the different Facebook to Instagram to Discord to the YouTube comments. And then on top of all that, because I work full time, you know, you got a house you got to run, you know, groceries, laundry, you know, looking after my car, yard work, all of that thing. And then you're trying to do video production and all of that. So that's more probably why I'm doing this live right now. So it's been a very interesting, because for 20 months I've been doing this, and I've given up every single weekend to try and grow the channel and do this, and you put a lot of work into it. And you know, like I said, with YouTube, it's pretty much been like $150 a month for giving up and through the week too. Like I'll do videos through the week, you know, we'll say it could be 4 to 5 hours after work, 3 times a week, so 15 hours there. And then on the weekends, could be putting 10 hours a day into it. So you're looking at probably 35 hours on top of my 38-hour week that I work at, and I get $150 for like 35 hours of work, which obviously you don't want to be all about money, but you know, when you think about the amount of effort you're putting in, and you're like, well, I could do that at a job making $20 an hour, which that's low money, and still come out a lot better. So it's a fine line. And then you start to think, well, how can I then, you know, try to create money? And the only reason why I'm even probably thinking about the financial side of this now is that in Australia at the moment, and I'm sure this is worldwide with the cost of living, is that now this place I'm living in is half of my weekly wage that I make at my job goes to paying for the rent, just the rent, half of your wage. And you'll see on the news it's a cost of living crisis and all that sort of stuff, and it is like wages aren't going up. Like I went to the grocery store the other day and I got 3 bags worth of groceries was $240. That like leaves me $260 once I pay rent, and if for groceries like that, for 3 bags of groceries, I've got $260 left to pay for it. Phone, internet, water, electricity, gas, telephones, the whole, you know what I'm saying? Because what I get paid, I'm in a pretty low paying job, which is all my fault. And it's not complaining about, I'm just trying to explain the fact that, you know, if someone wants to begrudge me for trying to go, well, how can I try to ease my financial pressures from what I'm doing on YouTube, then hey, begrudge me. But you know, everyone's got bills to pay, and if I can try to alleviate some of that financial pressure, then I'm going to try to do it. That's bottom line, okay? And if that's someone's like, yeah, That's not why I subscribed, or yada yada, you know. Then you've got the other side of it, is that when you first start doing this, and especially as a guitar player, so I don't know who's watching right now, I can see 6. You can leave a comment if you want, if this is people who are subscribed. Are you guitar? Happy New Year, brother. Grind Forward Studio. I don't know if everyone is watching is subscribed and guitar players. Now, what's even the strangest thing that's I'm starting to realise, which, and this has been like a positive thing, and once again, I don't say any of this with ego, because I think even being in Australia, and I don't know if the rest of the world's like this, that, to have confidence. I mean, able to slow things down and actually play along with. Oh, have you got the Guitar Pro software? The fact able to slow things down and play along. Guitar Pro, it doesn't have the best sound engine. Oh, it's alright. Easy. How's your drum program going, bro? I think 10's got the Guitar Pro software. Not the best sound, but just, well, if you've got your amp playing in the background, it sort of muffles it. It's the perfect metronome when you've like using my Guitar Pro formats and my riffs and things. Getting your, eighth note triplets and down picking and tremolo, you can slow it down like one of my 200 BPM tracks down to 80 BPM and start to get used to use PDFs and use Ultimate Guitar. Righto. Oh, look out, he's already writing with it. Sounds a little bit better than the stock MIDI 33 kit. I'm gonna have to give you crap for that, eh? Far out. I was like, bloody hell, mate. You were just like, what does it sound like? I'm surprised you didn't message me saying this sounds like absolute crap. Why did you spend money on this? Oh, bloody hell. I'm surprised you hadn't sent me a message sooner going, bruh, what's going on? You must have thought I was cooked going, what, you put all this money? Yeah, that was funny. Because we've got Husey here. I've hooked him up with Superior Drummer. But hey, when we do our podcast interview, Husey's in a band. And I think we need to bring that. We can have a laugh about that in a podcast style thing. But didn't you put the connect between like listening to what I produced and what it sounded like, and like, how does he get the sounds? That was something. Well, I got a good laugh out of it. We'll just, I was like, bloody hell, mate. But now you're like, oh, this just sounds great. It's good. Good. It's inspiring you anyway. That's all mixing. Yeah. Bloody hell, I must be good at mixing and master, and I'm not that. I'm okay with computers, but I'm not that bloody good. But yeah, you figured it out anyway. It's sound samples. I'm surprised you even go like Google, because that's where I learn everything. YouTube's mad for learning. Like if you don't know how to use a program, you just freaking go and check it out there. So what I was saying with what you start to realize is, and I didn't think of this at all, is that I do have a skill, right? I've got a very strong skill set. And this isn't, it's funny because, and I feel maybe it's being Australian or maybe it's just like a worldwide thing, but it's almost like if you say you're good at something, then it's almost like, well, what, you think you're the greatest? You think you're so bloody good, and, people take it as you got some type of ego. Yeah, it'd be alright, nanocortex. But what I've realised from the comments is that I do have a skill set that is valuable in this world, you know, and I have worked really hard. I've put in so many hours and so much of my life into the craft of playing guitar that I do have a skill, and I have undervalued that skill. And one thing that YouTube is teaching me is that this skill does have a value to it. It's Rex from Pantera, the bass, Rex Brown. Yeah, so and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I really think that, you know, if you've put a lot of work into something, there's nothing wrong with being able to teach people and help train people and help them level up their game. Yeah, Husey, yeah, I'm trying to get on a freaking train of thought of what I'm saying here, mate. What I'm realizing now, like, as things are growing and as things are changing, I'm noticing that I can write a course. I can help people, even from you know, I've had comments from people saying they're like professional touring musicians. They've been getting lessons from professional touring musicians, and that my videos have helped these people improve on guitar more than lessons from professional touring musicians. Like, that's literally comments I've received. I've had so many comments of people saying that just they'd given up playing guitar for 2 to 3 years, then watching the videos, just I'm encouraging them. There's something about the way I play, and when they watch me play, it makes them want to go pick up their guitar. That's just like a natural gift, you know? And I'm slowly realizing that, because and I was so shocked and surprised, but I think I'm finally accepting that I have a gift to offer this world. And I don't say that with ego. I say that with gratitude that I do have a skill, you know? Greetings, brother. Yeah, you are my best teacher. You know what I mean? Like, and that means that, you know, if I can then offer one-on-one teaching, my skill set is valuable, you know, and I should be okay to think, well, I could charge people a fee to have a piece of my time to get some of my skill set. And yeah, Ibanez, awesome, brother. So that's something I'm realizing. So now what's happening, and why I'm even saying a lot of this, is that because my Patreon community is growing, I've got 125 paid members there. I have to treat them with respect and offer them, you know, and I'm asking $2 a month. I do a lot by the content that I create and helping them. And like at you know, Ten's one of my Patreon members. So, but that's a community that I want to look after. Yeah, so now I want to create courses, and and this is all leading to help, like I said in the beginning, to help me alleviate my financial pressures. Then I'm realizing my skill set has a value to it, right? And I shouldn't be ashamed to think that I could make money from my skills. You know, you do it in a job, so why couldn't I do it with something that I'm good at? You know, and I'm feeling okay to say that out loud for once in my life. You know, it's taken me 48 years to accept that fact. Man, and you know, and I don't even have to be like, I'm not the greatest. I know what level I'm at, right? I'm not delusional. But I do know enough, and I've got enough skills, and I've got enough flow to help a lot of people play guitar, you know? And if you get to my level, because that's what I can do, I can teach you everything I know to get you up to my level. Then if you want to go to Jeff Loomis level, Marty Friedman level, Eric Rattan level, whoever these amazing players are in the world, then that's when you step up and you find that next way to level up. But I can get you trained and very at a good point to take off, you know? And then I can say, I can also too look at what you're doing and then direct you in what path you would need to take. And I'd try to find you the teachers, because I'd get you to that point. And then I'm also not going to just be, you know, just milking people going, you just have to stay with me. Like if they want to transcend my level, then I'll get them to my level and I'll say, and they should be able to figure out themselves. And then it's like, I've got you this level, thank you on your journey. Then the next person can come along and I help them come up to my level. And then they can, if they want to, they ascend from there. You know, it's almost like Everest. You know, it's like climbing a mountain, steps along the way. And so I'm definitely accepting where I'm at and realizing this skill set I have, that not everybody, when you start off, you can't play like me, you know? Or you might have been playing for years, but you're just not figuring this breakthrough. And that's another thing. The way I look at guitar, the way I think about it, has been eye-opening for people. It's really helped a lot of people. I read every single, and this is all coming from the comments that I've read. You know, I could literally, man, if I would have been saving every single one, I could make a video with 200 or more comments saying how much my videos have helped people. That has been one of the biggest things that has pushed this channel on. You know, when I'm not making money from it, when it's a struggle to even just keep pushing, and that, definitely the helping people has kept me going, and that it's really making a difference in people's lives. That is priceless right there for sure. And I can take that to the, you know, I'll take that to the end of my life now, that this is it. What I've done has impacted people's lives, because I truly believe music is one of the most powerful forces out in the world. You know, when it's the beginning of life, when whatever stage we're at in life, like it's our song line. And those of us, like whatever it is about frequency and vibrations, and music runs deeper than, it is just amazing. It connects you with people, it connects you with places, it connects you with times in your life. And and everyone's got their own frequencies that have been mapped into their own brain from their journey and their experiences. And now I'm getting to that, you know, it's taken me a long time to just become that self-aware. And if you've already got that awakening, you know, there are people who are teenagers who can just sonically have this awakening and can see guitar. You know, there's even children, just gifted people whose like mind is on a wavelength that's just amazing. You know, a big thing that started changing my mindset, like if you look at Chinese culture and the like the Shaolin monks and things like that, and some of the, you know, the discipline of a lot of Asian cultures, especially the Chinese, like very ancient, yeah, their disciplines, you can see it, like some of the most disciplined, just strong in the mind people come from China. and their culture and their thousands of years. And there's other cultures, you know, out there, but that's the only one that I've seen that I know anything about. I'm not educated enough to know all the cultures of the world, and you know, but you know what I'm saying. Like culturally, they've they've got this thing. It's like in their DNA, but they work so hard at it. But it's taught, it's passed on from a master to a pupil, and then the pupil comes up to the master level. And I think I'm just helping people getting ready to go meet their master. I don't think I'm a master level or anything, but you know what I'm saying. I can work at the temple and get you at a good, get your body trained and ready to go. So when you want to go and meet the master and get to the level of the best players in the world, then I can be like, yep, your training's complete with me. It's time to step it up. And a lot of it's going to come down to, you know, you can't, it's almost like you can't teach attitude. And that's another big thing. People always think it's just some type of, give me the way to hold a pick. Give me the exact way to move. You know, that's important, how far your fingers come off the fretboard. All of these, but this right here is what starts everything. Motivation and perseverance and dedication. They are the cornerstones of trying to develop a skill, you know, and consistently. And it's pushed me like to step up here and put myself out here to the world as a guitar player, to even have the audacity to try to teach people has been, yeah, bit freaky. It's been confronting. It's been, I've second guessed myself the whole way, just going, I'm not good enough to do this. Like, what am I, you know, why would anyone respect what I'm doing? And after 20 months of doing this, I'm starting to see, okay. And you know, it's not lost on me. It's all come from the people who've left comments. If you've left a comment just saying how much this has helped you, or how much respect you have for me as a guitar player, you've changed my mindset about who I am as a person and my whole life. It's yeah. Now, I think you can hopefully appreciate what I'm saying. That, and I think if anyone out, you've got a skill, and it's going to push you too. When you're on here, it's going to push you. But you got to step up and take this seriously, you know, and try your hardest, and have motivation and perseverance. And it's a very rewarding thing, you know, to create a channel, to build a community. It's just, yeah, and it's still like amazing to me. That's never going to be lost on me. But I feel like I am definitely building something. So with everything I've just said, so that's why I'm going to be offering lessons through my Patreon, where if you don't want to join and pay a monthly fee, but you would like my services as a teacher, that's where I will be directing people. Where you can have a one-off fee, I charge by the hour. Oh, thanks, Billy. You know, and my lessons, anyone who's at a lesson, I probably go for an hour and a half or 2 hours, because I just get lost in it. And I am super passionate about this. That is something like when you do YouTube, if it's just, you know, obviously people can grind for the cash, but this isn't. I tell you what, when you're playing guitar, yeah, there's definitely other avenues and other things on life. If this was all about me trying to make cash, yeah, I wouldn't be doing extreme music. I'd be doing pop music and stuff that more people listen to, you know. um, it's obviously not about that. But if a little bit can help, then obviously, you know, um, and yeah, I've got no regrets there with that because it's life. Like when, and I was more into it when I was younger, and I think then I tried to conform for years. Um, I tried to go down the road of like, can I make money playing cover songs, or can I get the respect from people? You know, you pull out a guitar somewhere, they're like, can you play this song? Oh, because they, you know, the radio people crowd. And I lost years of my life doing that as a guitar player, where I was just like, how can I please other people? How can other people tell me I'm good? Because if as long as I play what's on the radio and what's, you know, the classics and all of that, um, then people will be like, yeah, good on you, mate. You're good on guitar because you can play XYZ band. Um, and that's just one of those. It's like, it's, yeah, is it? I suppose you shouldn't really regret anything, but definitely I was lost on that path, and I think that held me back as a player because I wasn't really passionate about that. And then there's something about when you go through, and without going into like hardships I've been through and stuff like that, because we all go through tough times. I think it's when you go through adversity that extreme metal becomes this close friend. It's the strangest thing that I've experienced. That when something like you, something breaks your heart almost, it's like this. It's like a medicine. It's the weirdest thing, and I don't know if anyone you can relate with that one. It just becomes like a new. It's like a blank gets lifted off it. You heard, like I heard this music for years, and it was sort of part of my life, but then it's become extra. And I'm like, okay, now I get this. I really get it, and it's just lit me up. Like, like it's like I've never been lit up in my life. And yeah, I'm not letting go till the last, till the last breath comes out my body, or these hands don't want to move anymore. Then yeah, there's just something powerful, and that is what I know translates. And that's been the strangest thing. Like I just riff out and have fun, and I'm just like, freaking, you know, you feel it's like when you're picking fast, you're like, and it's just burning up your arm, and you're like, let's go, you know. Um, it's just such a mad release. It's so yeah, cathartic would be the word I would say. And it's such a beautiful thing, and that's what that's been amazing. That me using this these frequencies that have been cultivated by people from the 90s and the 80s. I'm just a messenger of the style that we've all heard, but I'm a messenger of how I try to interpret it and how I try to bring it through the instrument. I didn't create this thing. It's just my yeah, death metal medicine, brother. 100%. And thrash metal and all types of metal, but death metal medicine, that double kicks with the tremolo pick, and it's like brrr, you just, you let it all out there, and after it you're exhausted. You're absolutely, and I mean you give it everything. You know, if you're like, why can't I go for longer? Because you're not pushing hard enough. You know? You're not firing up enough. This isn't like playing three chords. This isn't playing 12 bar blues with three chords looping. This is like going to hurt you. It has to, you know? It's like trying to, it's not as crazy or hectic as boxing, but it's almost trying to say, like, if you want to pick fast, and and it's probably like 10, 15%. I'm not, but I'm just trying to use the analogy that people wondering why they don't elevate, and they're like, oh, maybe it's because you got to hold a pick a certain way or do something. That's pure aggression, controlled aggression. And the fact you think it's not going to hurt your arm here, it's not going to burn up through here, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Your tendons are going to start to hurt. The faster you move your fingers, the more you pick, the faster you pick, like that's why I do training of like 220, 240 BPM. Try do 200, 220 BPM, 5 minutes of tremolo picking at 220 BPM. Do that every single day for 6 months, and tell me after that you can't tremolo pick a lot easier. And I can't still do it. I'll get to probably like a minute 30, 2 minutes in, and my arm's burning. I just have to do a couple of open strums just to like shake it off and let a bit of that lactic acid out. But and then sometimes I've pushed it too far and like hurt the tendons running up through my arm here. It's almost like you're going to jump in the ring and you're like, why does it hurt being punched in the face? It's gonna, it's not gonna hurt nowhere near as bad as that. Like boxing is way more crazy. That's like pain on a level that it's not even comparable. But the analogy of what I'm saying is the dedication. They're even more dedicated. They're even more like training and just focus and determination and perseverance. It's just, and if you can just get probably 10% of what a fighter would have, it's going to help you with your picking. Maybe if you can just to push through life, to keep that dedication, motivation, perseverance. And I think that's what also I'm noticing. I always thought it was about, if you can't play a certain thing. I think my attitude is what's coming across. Because I'm trying to, I'm exploring and trying to understand that. As someone who's jumping on cameras and talking to a camera in my house, I can see you're here. So I got the feeling like there's, I've got 14 people here watching me right now. So I can feel that connection. But you're still at your house, just no one's around me and I'm talking to a phone, which is, I think as technology and you move on with it, you can accept that. But it's definitely, nah. And it's rewarding when you've gone through the burn and you can do it. And it's like when you see other people do it, it's, yeah. And if you're not prepared to hurt a bit and feel the burn and just the dedication. Like I literally, right, this week, I couldn't, because we went back to work and I had 2 weeks off and I was up really late at night and my sleep patterns were all over the place. And I woke up at like 1 in the morning, and I have to get up at like 4:30 I started at 6 a.m. to go to work. I think I had about 3 hours sleep. Right, this is how still, at 48 years old, how still obsessed I am with guitar. I think I was sitting in the dark on my bed, because I got a guitar beside my bed, and I'm in the dark running through freaking legato scales in the dark because I can feel the neck. I've done it so many times. I can just go. I was just, and then I was running up and down, like do the 1-3-4, 1-2-4 legato. Just keep going up and down, at like 1 in the morning for like an hour till your hand can't even move anymore. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and you just feel it like it burns up through here, and you're like, ah. But and I'm like, I'm just going and going, and then I'm like, man, what are you doing? You got to go to work, bro. And I'm there, just got that in my mindset, going, frickin', let's go. Because I'm calling myself names in my head while I'm doing this. If I start not going hard, I'm like, yeah, you know, it's almost like I'm calling myself weak or something, and just being like, I'm being tough on myself. Because I'm like, fire up, mate. What are you going to do? You know, do you want this? Or do you want to be, yeah. You can imagine, as a male, what would you say to, it's the end, you're saying it to the enemy in your mind that's trying to tell you to give up. You know? You're like, nah. You got this to the enemy, like, oh, smack, you know? You're punching that enemy in your mind, going, go away, man. We're firing up. Pain is your friend. That's life. It ain't going, you know? So, yeah. It's all a beautiful thing. You know? And from all of that, whatever tangent I'm going on now, and mumblings of a, you know, soon to be, I'll be 49 in February. I'm going to be 49, so oh, it's crazy, but it's all beautiful, man. So what I'm going to be doing is that's my sponsorship for my channel is you know, sponsorship is for my Patreon. That's where lessons are going to start to be offered. If you want one-on-one mentoring, your fifths chord. What do you mean? Like a fifths is in power chords? Because that's the only fifths chord I can know. You've got your root and your fifth. That's a power chord. So you, in what way? Elaborate more, mate. Like you mean power chords? So you're talking about power chords when you want to move them around. It's just pure muscle memory. So what you want to do is you just basically want to start off slow. I'll probably light up a program. You might be able to hear it through the phone, we'll see. I'll crack open a window here, eh? Just give me a sec. So with power chords, eh? Well, for me, like, I've been doing power chords for so long that it's just second nature, right? Oh, USA DNA off. Oh yeah, the dime slime. Bloody hell. That mess of a guitar. The hacked up bloody whatever, broken neck freaking. Yeah, it should be able to something you can do up. Yeah, one day. Will that be? Hopefully, if the channel keeps blowing up, then Dean can build me a stealth. I can get endorsed by Dean Guitars, and so one thing I'll recommend to slide around to make it easier, fast fret. My go-to. Stop string noise and yeah, one's not chewed up as bad as the frickin' the dime slime. The USA one isn't as bad as that. Don't know how well you're gonna restore the frickin' dime slime. That's gone. Someone hacked the crap out of that thing. Took a big massive chunk out the body, and yeah. You could make it playable. I suppose it's been weight relieved, eh? That thing's off its head. So let me see. Hook, my favourite. Oops. Not up if I turn that on. My interface. That's what I want. At the moment, before I haven't set it up on Patreon yet. It's $40 an hour Australian for private lessons. So in American, I don't know if you're in America, or if you've got euros or American dollars, it's like 20 something, 29, 30 maybe. It's like 59, so like, yeah, English pound destroys our dollar too. To just convert it, I think it's about the same. I think the pound does better than the American dollar. So it's basically half that. It's probably like 20 pounds. I'm guessing. Because I know the sterling does pretty good against the Oz dollars. Not doing the greatest. But basically, right, you got power chords. Always go to E. So it's almost like your first finger. Once you get used to holding the shape, the third finger that holds the fifth note just follows the first around. That's all it's really doing. You've just got this shape locked in. And you're just moving this shape around. Once you've done it, it's almost, once you come up, then you gotta always do a dive bomb once you do it. But it's basically, it's one of those things that you've just got to do over and over again. Use fast fret. You got to build up the calluses on your finger too. You know, like I can even like close my eyes a bit. Well, that's another thing. Like I've got my eyes completely closed now. Then a little game I try to play, and I might miss it. You got to go to the 7th fret on the 5th string. There it is. I went to 8 there. So you got to go. now I've got to go 7, 6, 3, 2. I'll go 7, 6, 3, 2. Oh, 7, 6, 3, 6, 3, 2. So I'm a bit rough. I'm doing this all with my eyes closed to try and test myself. I know if I just do single notes, I'm right. I went to 8 then. Keep going 8. But you just gotta. I used to. I'd sit. You sit in the dark, and you just got to keep trying to do it. But I kept going to 8 then. But yeah. So yeah. If I'm staying around the first 4 frets, I'm no worries. I can actually feel it. It's almost like I can see with my fingers because I can feel the strings. So like by feeling, I can feel that's the 6th string because it just feels thicker under my fingers. That's your 5th string, that's your 4th, there's your 3rd, 2nd. So just by purely, and I know like I've grabbed octave chords so many times, then I know I can string skip. It's almost like this legato stuff. Like I can do that with my eyes closed. Yeah. Or Mister did it. Yeah, you can do that, eyes closed. I messed it up then. Mr. Bungle chord. It's obviously easier if your eyes are open, but it's like a little games I like to play. Close your eyes and see if you can do it. You know? And see, when you're staying around 4 frets, it's always easy. The minute you've got to chew But yeah, the more you do it, that's why like I do that 1-3, like just for pure workout, almost like you're doing weights with your fingers, because all scales are always going to pretty much have the patterns of 1, 3, 4. Because one thing I learned a very long time ago, they said you got to look at your fingers as 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is like back in the day before the internet when you had to read books. You know, because I'm born in the 70s, so there was no internet, there's nothing like that. And I started learning guitar in the 80s. So it was always talked that you've got 4 fingers. That's what you've got. We don't, unless, you know, you got 5 fingers, maybe it can happen. But, so what they do is like, you've got to start to go, okay, I've got to train these fingers to do, you got to train your fingers now to do these patterns and shapes, and they just repeat. You know, doesn't matter if you're doing the pentatonic scale, then you're just going 1, 4, and then 1, 3. So it's just 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. I just, for some reason, my brain started looking everything as what fingers am I using to do certain patterns and shapes. So when I do harmonic minor, it's always 1, 3, 4. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Then you move up 1 fret when you get to the next string, and it's 1, 2, 4. Then back 1, 2, 4. Then 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, and then 1, 2, 4. But then your pinky just goes 1 extra fret. And then if you do like that shape on the high E, then you do the exact same on the low E. And that's it, you know. You could metal, you can do like rock, you can do 80s metal, so if you've got chords like yeah, that's your classic. You know, the old. You know, but I prefer harmonic minor. Yeah. Well, I've gone. That's a mad run for harmonic minor. That's one of my favourites. And then finish with that. Then you can do a bit of dive. And then you one fret back there. Why not? You can go from pentatonic to harmonic minor. And then you can do a bit of stretch it open. You know, some idea of that. You can do a bit of sweeper. That's a minor pentatonic suite. Can do some sweeps in there like that, which I've been starting to get a bit better at those ones now though. I started to break that sweep down more to go, once you get that, then all you got to get is that note. For some reason, going backwards in a sweep is easier for me. But the forwards always got me for years. And that's her A minor sweep arpeggio. And so you can crack that. I normally like to do that just to start off, and then do you use all patterns or just one pattern over diff? Pretty much one, yeah. I have pretty much two main patterns and then some variations on them. So like then I'll do if I do that blues lick, I'm doing the pentatonic here. Then I'd go the octave. I like to do that because straight pentatonic would be. But I like to do. Because it would be that one normally. But then it's too boring if you're just doing two notes. You start to get little runs like that. And then I'll do something like that, yeah. And do your legato there. Don't really know. I always forget. Always mess that up. So I know bits of that one, but now I just improvise my own, because then if I make mistakes doing my own scales, then no one can say you messed up dime solos. But yeah, now I just improvise on my own stuff. I always mess that up. If you don't, yeah, I know bits of Floods too, but I can't finish it. I don't really do covers anymore. I know bits of that one, the main hook of it. But yeah, now I just use it as like inspirations in my head. But if you don't practice them all the time and then you're not playing them right, then you get judged that you're not playing other people's stuff right, and it's just like, yeah. And it's almost like, putting coins in a jar to play other people's music. It's the American Idolification of guitar playing. I did for a long time, but I could never really. I always would play things wrong because I'd hear them differently. So, but I got the fundamentals from playing a lot of people's stuff, But then I got to the point where I stopped enjoying, because like I said, to me, and this is just my take on it and how my brain is perceiving playing covers now that I'm 48 years old. And this isn't to discourage anybody who likes to play covers or is training playing. I'd still recommend doing them, but everyone's in their own path and their own journey. For me, at this point in my life at playing guitar, covers is, and especially on this online forum, or when you're filming and you're on YouTube and sort of stuff, it's almost like it's almost like trying to sing a song for an American Idol judge in my brain. That's what it's become. And I grew up with bands like, if we're talking about just the bands that are on the chart, like AC/DC and Midnight Oil, Australian bands, In Excess. Not one of these bands, when they ever came on television, was asked to play somebody else's music. They always wrote their own songs and performed their own music. And it's something that and I've got my little ideas of riffs and things that are a part of who I am now, you know. But I don't really care to learn it all through to play it, to perform it, because you're performing it. If I'm doing this if I'm just playing it for myself and just taking bits and pieces, and that's pretty much what I've done. But it's almost like, yeah, I think it's a great thing to form your chops, to play other people's music. When you don't know and you're trying to learn and you want to be inspired and you hear a riff and it's... Like, it's all important to play covers coming up. But like I said, at my stage in life, where I'm at, I know that I'm not going to play them properly because I've just sort of got my own way of doing things now that I don't want to perfect Dime's style and nail his stuff perfect, because then what happens is all you do is play other people's music. Every time you try to play guitar, that's all you do. You start sounding like that band because that's all you do is play other people's music. And you're really great at playing other people's music, but yeah, it's just, for me, it just doesn't bring me the enjoyment of just grabbing chords and going... You know, can you see the flow when I'm just improvising and the way I'm playing compared to when I'm trying to play, you know? See, missed the note there. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, Eric. But you know what I mean? Like, that's just me personally, okay? Once again, disclaimer, no hate on anyone else who wants to play covers. I think, and it's really, and I'm almost like a revolt against the current norm in society that the majority of work for professional musicians now is as cover musicians. And I find it very sad in the current state of where it used to be original bands in Sydney, where I'm from, were playing original music to packed out places. Now, you have to play the hits of the 90s and the 2000s for drunk people to reminisce. Like, what's happened to society? And that's my old man rant. It's probably why I'm 48. I'm going to be 49. I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm sorry, but you're getting some old man screaming at the clouds ranting now. That's just who I am. And yeah, it is what it is. You know, if you want to, if you enjoy playing covers to people, mate, get out there and do it. You know, but that's not me, and that's all I'm saying. And I feel like, you know, in this day and age, it's like, you know, not to put crap on people, but I remember there was a very long time ago, there was this YouTube channel, and they had one of the biggest cover bands in Australia, and I said, you know, I think yous are taking the opportunity away for original music. And he's like, what are you talking about? We have original bands play before us all the time. And I'm like, I was at one of the biggest cover bands in Australia called Seattle Sound. and all they play, you know, Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and all those classics, and they're all great songs and they're all of that. But where's the bands? Where's the original Australian music that don't exist anymore? You go out now to try to find a band, they're going to be playing covers. What is the point of that when you could literally just put on a CD machine? It's like watching someone play somebody else's music is more special than just playing a CD, because that's really all you're doing. I don't get it. I really don't. And so that's why I think I've even gone more towards, and I tried to be part of that culture. Don't worry. Like I said, I'm going to be 49 in February. I've done that. Maybe that's why I sound more annoyed about it, because I was there. And it was felt soulless to me. Okay? That's it. If you love doing that, once again, and I recommend covers to anyone trying to learn, 100%. Okay, I'm not saying don't ever play covers, and you can play covers online on YouTube, because it's going to be a good way to get exposure, or just cut your teeth. You know, get out there, get comfortable just playing the guitar in front of a camera for an audience. So then you're not having to improvise and think and all of that sort of stuff. Now, I like playing things that, you know, I've written and stuff like that, you know, or just, I love improvising. One of my favorite things to do is just have riffs. Start off always with an E. And it's not like I'm not doing things that are based around other songs that I've heard. I'm definitely like, I'm chopping bits out of things. I'm like it's almost like my brain is sampled covers, if you know what I mean. It's just, that's sort of what I've done. And I can do bits, and I was always really good. And probably another thing too, I suck at playing other people's music all the way through. It's like I've got some type of ADHD brain or whatever excuse. Maybe I'm just too bloody lazy, but I just was never something that excited me. I like riffs, you know, like I've always been like, I don't want to play the whole song. I just want to learn a riff out of a song, because that was what grabbed my attention. And then the rest of them, like, yeah, it was okay, but give me that riff. You know, it's like this riff. Like, when it gets to the, I'm like, yeah, that part's okay, but I just want that riff. And I'd like loop that riff over and over again. That's just the way I've been. It's the way my brain works. Oh yeah, of course. I don't play with other people. I'm a loner. You know, but not when you're writing your own original music, it doesn't. I've done it. Don't worry. I used to play live. I've learned other people's, like, I could play Metallica, you know. I was playing Master of Puppets start to finish with the solos and all the breakdowns when I was 16 years old in pubs, you know. I was going to bars and playing whole people's songs. Like, I've done it. It just got boring to me, you know. Metallica was the one. I was playing Sepultura songs all the way through. I played, you know, a lot of rock songs and stuff all the way through. I've done it. I cut my teeth. Pantera songs all the way through. I learnt them. But then you stop playing them and you forget them. I played Slayer songs all the way, you know. I'll play this all the way through. I've played them all the way through, but you understand what I'm saying is it gets to a point. But I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old. You got to remember this too. And I'm about to turn 49. So you're coming along on my journey. This is why I strictly say this is my story. This is my road. This is my journey. It's not this. I'm not telling anyone else how they should approach the instrument. Okay, just get this clear. If you're just starting off, play covers. Go and play live. Play covers. Okay, it's a great way to get used to like verses and choruses and all the way things are done. It's gonna rub off in your brain. It's gonna get you playing down. You know, the only way I learned to gallop the way I did was learning this song. You know, all of that. And then you start forgetting them. You know, we all learned this one all the way through. You know. So that's what it was always about. An original riff is just stuff like this. You know? That was my original stuff. Just feeling it. It's sections, you know? And don't worry, I've actually just got my first song. There's some songs coming. I'm working with a vocalist from Canada and a producer. And he also mixing and mastering. So I've already got one song that's called 10,000 Souls. There's some stuff coming. Don't worry. I got some people who saw the way I riff out and were like, look, if we can condense this and create some structure out of your riffs, I just go riffs, 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 just chunks of them, you know? It's Rex Brown from Pantera. Because my idol was always Dime, you know? But I always struggled so hard to play like Dime. And I finally realised after long enough that I'm never going to be him. And it's okay. And you start to find your own Yeah, maybe I've got my own voice, I don't know. I've just got a thrash metal, death metal style. Tremolo picking. I work on fundamentals. I've got certain scales that I like. You know, and what I've done is I've taken covers or riffs that I've learned and I've twisted them around and play them backwards. Like when I go this way, that's it's Slayer. Just in back the front and twisted around and starting in the middle of the scale. Do you know what I mean? Like it's it's all in there. But it's a mashup of it. Then you've got, you know, go down here. That's like another one of my, but it sounds like Slayer there. I'm Scottish. Are you going a wee lad? You know, you want to see under my kilt? Can't do a Scottish accent that well. Aye? Played in a project with a Russian dude before. No, Australian, brother. But I actually am Scottish blood. Scottish and Irish. I'm a mix in Australia. I'm Italian, mainly Scottish, Irish, English, Italian and French. So I've even got, some Italian and French in me too. But mainly Scottish, Irish and English. But in Australia, that's where the Italians and the French come in. So, yeah, a bit of a mix-up. We call it a mud in Australia. But, you know, it's just fun. That's why I just like playing. You could like to... Let's see if they're cool. And then if you want to mix that, you get your whammy bar.
That's what I was thinking about Mars too. But that was. I might even do that. Not even doing the whammy, but where's my delay setting? Yeah, I play other stuff too. I'll give you a I got definitely, like I said, I tried lots of many styles, but I found where my happy place is. But this one's got a really hot pickup, so it's hard to play like stuff that is super, you know. I need a different guitar. So this one, no, Hughesy, no Ormsby. They want a different flavour, brother. This one will probably go out of tune, but for clean stuff, even though it's got EMGs in it, it does really nice. Because 7-string I'm just going to chug on, which I did heaps of metal chugging then. Hey, you just go and play with your freaking superior drummer, Hughesy. That'll just make me play. I'm bringing out this one. Now I got a desktop. I think I did it in this one. So that one? Do you like Donkey Kong? What the? That's random, brother. Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid. It's a classic game, Donkey Kong. Wouldn't mind if you could actually get that. I suppose that's an okay clean sound. So yeah, more rock stuff. Chorus or something, hasn't it? Chorus is definitely on. super pedal. Catch you later, Hughesy. Oh, now low power mode. No worries, Hughesy. Catch you later, brother. Phone's gonna die soon. Oh, we got 12 in there, right? So yeah, there's some clean stylings. Clean's very good to get your picking controlled, because you can't hide behind distortion. Get your dynamics. Better not play that one too many more times. That's one of the covers I'll play. Because that, when my uncle passed away and all his brothers were carrying him, when my dad and all his brothers, he's like, there's 5 boys. And he died in his 40s, my uncle. And then, yeah, that was playing at his funeral. So, yeah, that one still messes me up, but... So certain covers I'll play if it really means something to me. Those, yeah, but no, I play slow, quiet stuff. All nice, you know, bar chords. But that was like one stage of my life, and then you know, you start getting a bit more like chords like this. That's a weird position. That I think I need the chair down lower. This one.
one of my own clean ones right there. So it's getting a bit more darker. That one. It's just one chord shape. Then I put a lead over that. But yeah, Les Paul's clean. They got a nice sound to them. Back to the. Alright. Miss those ones a little bit.
have it, legends. Some Les Paul action. 10% battery left. These go alright. That's my USA Les Paul's 2007, this one. So it's, what's that? Another 2 years. It'll be 20 years old. 2007 USA Les Paul Standard. Got this in 2008. I've had this since 2008, this guitar. As you can see, I don't play live. Except right now. Look how mint that is, eh? No buckle rash. Sorry, I look after my guitars. Like someone with OCD. It's okay. I get to. But yeah, they're classic, these things. They're a bit of like a pig to play. You gotta fight them, but they got a tone to them, Les Pauls. Especially when you're playing cleans and stuff. And look at them. They look so beautiful. Iconic. That's the reason I started playing, was because of Guns N' Roses. So yeah, I play clean stuff. I play everything. I don't care to tell people. I love Guns N' Roses. Appetite for Destruction. Sue me. I know. I'm not true extreme. Whatever. I care. I've got many flavours and many sides to me, so hey, it's all good. You look cheese. Cheese, eh? Cheesy. This looks like cheese. That needs to tighten up. I feel that. Little strap button's getting a bit loose there. But yeah, they're classics, but I put EMGs in it to make them more metal. And that's not traditional. The black EMGs. EMG 8185. Zakk Wylde set. But Zakk Wylde had him in a Les Paul, so. But anyway, here's what it is. So there you go, legends. This will probably be, I'll tell you what, I don't know when I'll be doing another live again. Things will be changing a lot when it comes to the whole, what I'm doing with my time type of thing with the channel. I'm going to be pushing it harder with the content. I think it's just clipping the top of the string. You just, you just want to get just, and I know it sounds bad when you say it, just the tip. But it's just the I use a pointy pick. I use Jazz 3 XLs. You can see it against that. So it's very pointy picks. They're Jazz 3 XLs. And so these ones with the point I find a lot better. So pick helps. It's a 1.35, so the thicker the better. And I also use 1.5s. I go between the 1.35s and these, 1.5. Jazz 3 XLs. And so a thick pick, that one's like rounded off a bit. It was like as pointy as the black one. You can see that's what it starts off like, and that's what it's ended up like. It's the same pick but just thicker. So it's rounded off a bit though. But yeah, but a thick pick, a pointy pick, and then just clipping the top of the string is what you don't need to go deep into it. That's most the problem. I'm going pro on YouTube, bro. We'll see what happens. If the channel keeps going the way it's going, mate, don't worry. It's basically, you want to go pro, man. It's all about cash at the end of the day. But don't worry. That's maybe a topic for a video. You know? It's a tough game out there. It's all about, man, if you can't make money, I've got to pay for a roof over my head, man. Got bills to pay, it's life. So unless there's a gig or something, and no floppy picks. Rock hard picks for the win. I used to use floppy picks when I was younger. You think because it's easier, but nah, no medium flop. Rock hard. Viagra picks for the win. But hey, it's whatever you want, bro. You figure out what you like and what works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. It's all good, mate. There is no rules. Thanks, brother. Thanks, player one win. Yeah, some people use. I've seen like Josh Middleton of Solosis. He uses a .88, the green picks. All right, they're too thin for me. So, but that dude riffs like an absolute machine. So, hey, there's suggestions, and what I use is not. They're not rules. They're just suggestions. There's no steadfast rules with anything, you know. You just, yeah, what works for you? Trial stuff. If the floppy or medium works better, do that. I like the attack for whatever reason it is, man. I like the thicker pick. It's really hard, and I just can get that like a little wiggle happening with it going. You know, you're just trying to keep a little motion like that, and you're just trying to keep it freaking just clipping the top of the string. And that's how you can string skip and glide over the top of them, because you're just going like this, you're just clipping it, and then you only have to come back just the littlest, because you're only using like the littlest amount of pick, and then you only have to come back like just a little bit to get over to the strings, and that's how string skipping becomes easy. So, hey, but the battery will probably die soon, so hey, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed those riffs and the ramblings of the old man Dunn. And thanks for hanging out, legends. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I do like my setup. It is pretty sick. I just like playing in my bedroom. I'm a bedroom destroyer, bedroom shredder. I enjoy it. It's what's got me the channel going. But hey, if the channel makes more money, mate, I'll come on tour. Okay? When I make 100,000 from doing this, I can get a band together. I'm writing some songs right now. I'll be able to come tour the US, go tour Europe. I'll do it. But it's going to come down to this. Dunny's, well, in Australia they call me Dunny, right? And Dunny's going to have to hustle and make serious cash. So if you want me to tour, bro, get ready for the absolute shill of the century. Okay? That's what's going to happen. If you want it, I'm going to have to start selling my soul to the YouTube machine. I'm going to play authentic. Gibson, play authentic. Only Gibson is good enough. You know, that's, hey, you have to sell your soul to the YouTube machine. But that's what it comes down to. You know? You're going to put on, you need, hey, money, everything, cash, bruh. That's what makes a tour happen. Doesn't happen on good wishes. People buy tickets, you got to have, you know, people to set up the place, all of that sort of stuff. It's going to come down to serious. Man, I live in Australia. Even just to go to the US, you need, check into it, you need visas. Apparently it's like $5,000 to $6,000 or something just for the visas to go play in America. It's insane. So, hey, make it rain money on DUNN. Keep watching my videos. Sub, share it, do everything. Join my Patreon and I'll go on a tour. Come on, give me that hard cold cash, brother. That's what it's about. For straight up. And I'm not, hey, I'm being cheeky, but it's for real, mate. Like cash. That's, if people think I should be that, then yeah. If I want to go audition, hey, that's not happening in Australia, I can tell you that much. I have to get it to go to Europe or something and go to America if I want to bloody go touring. But I would. Yeah, I think I've got enough chops to go pro, but yeah. Cash, mate. I'm going to need to, I've also got a lease on this place I'm in now, so you got to pay your rent. I've signed a lease. To get out of the lease, I'll need money. Where do I put all my stuff? But yeah. But yeah, my phone's about to run out of power, so I've got to check out of here, legends. So hey, have a good night, morning, and I gotta go get some rest too. Ugh. I'll talk to you later. Catch us later.